Hey, it's nutritionist and maintainable weight loss coach Trisha Mandes here, and I'm so excited because I have an amazing optimal eater who has just finished with the program. Her name is Marshia, and she's from upstate New York, and we joke, not Albany, upstate New York. She's 57 years old, and she is a school social worker, and I'm so thrilled because she's leaving the program right now, and she's done an amazing job. Marshia, thank you so much for being here.
You. Welcome.
So tell me, how did you struggle with your weight and your health before you joined the program? How were you feeling in your day-to-day being at that time?
Well, I was more tired. I ate. I was very aware of what I ate, but it wasn't, and I ate very well. I mean, I ate very healthy, but in addition to eating healthy, I also ate other things that weren't healthy. And it did include meats and dairy. So that was part of my daily, and I wasn't exercising like I have in the past. So I think, I just didn't have the energy to do a lot of things I used to do.
Like what? What weren't you able to do that was like really bothering you? Because you're about to retire, which is awesome. So it was like a big goal of yours that you had why you wanted to join the program.
Well, I wanted to join to lose weight, definitely, because I wanted to do something that I knew was healthier in the long run, as far as losing weight first, but then also looking at what's healthy for my body, as far as the dairy and the meats, and just get more information about and knowledge about that. Because I've been in different programs that have been very healthy in general and very guided, but not sustainable for me after a couple of years.
Yeah.
They were too rigid, and I would fall off it at some point, and that's what happened over
What
the
was
last, like, 5 years.
Yeah, so we talked right before this, and one thing that you said that I loved is you said you feel like, and I'm going to quote what you said earlier, is what I feel good about is that I feel like I can maintain this. I'm not doing the weighing and the measuring and the thinking about food all the time. And is that the regimentation that you're talking about from previous diets in the past that you don't have to do now?
Yes, I mean, I can eat while I've learned what I can eat, the variety of things I can eat it in any time or any way that I want to. And I don't weigh anything. I'm aware of what I'm eating, but I'm not weighing it. I'm not thinking, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have this. I already had it this morning. So it's freed me up to, once I got past a certain point of understanding the program more fully, then it's freed me up to just go where I want to go, do what I want to do, and not have that constant thought about, well, how am I going to manage this program? That's very freeing.
Yes, very freeing. I love that. And personally, I felt that too. And it's been one of the best things for me as well, is you're no longer constantly thinking about food anymore. It's like you can eat when you want, eat as much as you want, and just, what you got to do. You go, you live your life, and that's it. So now that you've been eating optimally for 11 weeks now, what results have you experienced?
I have more energy, because I feel like my old self is starting to come back. And so when I get home from work, I'm not tired through the evening. I think that's a big part of it. And I think, like, looking forward to eating, this is odd, sounds odd, but looking forward to eating, because I don't have to worry about what it is I'm going to eat. It just takes some kind of pressure off. Like, I can be at work and there can be food all around, and I really don't want to have it. There's no temptation, which is not something that I've experienced before. I can be around it, and I just am like, it's not something I want to do. And I know what optimal is. That's a word that I really like to keep in my head. It's not optimal, so I don't need it. And that's a whole new thing for me.
That's awesome. That makes me so excited. That's one of your natural helpful responses that you're keeping in your brain at all the time. It's not optimal, so I'm not going to eat it. That's awesome. Yeah. And congratulations, because you've lost 15 pounds in 11 weeks. How does that feel for you?
It feels great. It feels great. I think we talked about it before, like, I've lost a pound the week before, but in such a constant structured way, and that's been stressful. And this is not stressful. So I just feel like I can keep doing this because it's just, how I live and the way it's coming off as I live. And that feels very different. So it feels great.
That's awesome.
I just plan to keep going. I don't expect it to change, and that's something new too. So I'm excited about that.
And that's why you were here to begin with, to stop dieting and create a lifestyle change. So that's awesome. And you're averaging 1.4 pounds of weight loss per week. And it's awesome because, like you said, you don't have to think about it and you're just living, but that's also more than you were actually losing weight within those other dieting programs too. So the results are better. It's more freeing. And tell us what happened with your husband as he just became supportive and started eating this optimal food, not 100%, but just like with you at dinner. What happened with him?
Well, he is very supportive of me. So he just started eating. I mean, we always ate, like I said, pretty healthy, but cutting out, desserts and cutting out just stuff that we really don't need to have around the house. He's just come a little more focused on what he is eating, and definitely eats everything that I cook. So that's great. And he's like decreased his insulin by, I think he said 60 units. He did it week by week by week by week. And he knows if he's off, if something happens. He's been doing it on his own, and then he reported it to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "This is fantastic." So yeah, I mean, and he said he doesn't need to eat meat. I don't need to cook it for him, which is kind of neat. I mean, I still do, but occasionally we don't have it very often, and he fends for himself a lot too. So but yeah, it's a great side effect, and he's just more. It's kind of more of a team now. So it's nice.
I love that for multiple reasons. But one is that a side effect of you eating optimally, losing weight, and improving your health, it's your husband ended up too. And I loved hearing that he came home and he was like, that was the best doctor's appointment ever. Like, we're just excited about coming home from the doctors. That's fantastic. And then also in our earlier conversation, you had mentioned that you don't remember having an acid reflux flare up eating optimally since you started.
No, I don't. I mean, if I had a little bit of something maybe, but not what I would call an episode. So yeah, so that's good. I mean, other than being, like we said, this one time that I had like a stomach bug or something, it was mixed into that, but I don't believe I've had any in the last, 10, 12 weeks. So that's great. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. What hesitations did you have about signing up and getting started?
I think was I going to be able to do it, and was this like too far, left field that I wouldn't be able to, that I wouldn't like it, or I wouldn't be able to manage it. And in the beginning, it was a little challenging with like dairy, because I really like cheese and those kind of things, and I haven't done much to integrate like vegan type of cheeses, so I've kind of stayed as pure which I'm staying as pure as I can. But so I think that was it. Like, am I really going to be able to let go of some of those things and still have food to eat? So that. And
then how do you feel about that now?
Really good, really good. I mean, the reality is once in a while I'll probably have an egg or something like that, but it's not going to be. I view it very differently now, because I'll be thinking, was that optimal? Well, it wasn't, maybe it wasn't optimal, but I had one this week, or it might have been in something that I ate once, but it doesn't have the same, I guess, yeah, I'm not concerned if it happens. I'm not going to go back into it, but I just know I can go right back to eating optimal. And that's, I just really love that word. It's been helpful to me. It's a different way of thinking about food that doesn't put pressure on it. It's more like, is this really the best thing for for my body, which is different than you can't eat that, you can't eat that, you can't eat that, so it feels different.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've never ever said in the program to anyone ever, you can't eat that. I've never used those words ever. We'll say avoid sometimes, but treats are a part of this, and perfection isn't required. So it's like, yeah, if I do have animal products or I widen my plan, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean you're not going to do this anymore. It doesn't mean anything. You've just eaten something and you've enjoyed it, and you know exactly what you need to do to keep moving forward, which is fantastic. That's really wonderful. And I was reading back your questionnaire earlier before our call, and one thing that you were concerned about getting started was, is this actually going to work? Was that a fear of yours? As I've tried so many things before, how do I know this is actually going to work? And even though you still have that fear at the very beginning, why did you decide to take the leap, and are you glad that you did?
I'm absolutely glad that I did. No question. I think, it was because I was at the point where I'm going to retire, at the end of this school year. I don't want to be feeling like this and being this unhealthy. And it's all crept up in the last 5 years. And I want to get on this now and get support now before I retire, to be in that path as I retire, to be fully involved in a healthier way of eating. So I just knew it was time. I lost my brother in the last year, and not from physical health, but mental health kind of thing. And it was like kind of an honor of him too. Like, I want to live my best life. So that was another push, I think, which made me say, go do this, so it was a combination of things, but sometimes you just know when it's time to do something. And I knew I had to do something. And then I somehow came across you. I don't remember, online or something. And I just said, I think this is what it is, so it worked.
Well, you deserve
it's working. It's working.
You deserve to be really proud of yourself for so many different reasons, and I'm sure that your brother is too. That's really wonderful. Yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, you just, even though you were a little worried about, like, I don't know if this is going to work, but these other things are so important to me in my life that it's worth this risk, and I'm just going to step into courage, and I'm just going to go for it, and I'm going to do it, even though that I'm not going to know if it works until I'm inside. And you did, and 15 pounds down in 11 weeks, and all while shit was crazy, for lack of better word. Right now it's like you've been working full time, you got sick, it's been the holidays. Like, what was your life like during our time together?
Well, I think it was, I think it was life. I think that's the other thing. It's like, you just gotta, if you decide to do it, then just do it, because there's not going to be a better time. It's just every day is every day, and that's what, so you just decide to do it, and then it actually ends up helping you over time, once you start to fully understand. And the first few weeks were, they were confusing. It's kind of like, am I doing am I doing it right, or what am I doing? But it does get a lot easier after, a few weeks, to get with the flow of it, and then it just becomes more natural, so it's very good, and it's definitely, my path forward. I know that, so that's good.
That's awesome. Would you recommend other women who are about to retire, because I've talked to a lot of women in the same situation, they're about to retire, they want to start living again. Would you recommend the program to women who were in a similar situation as you, and why or why not?
I would definitely recommend it, and I would say do it now versus waiting, because you're going to feel better going into retirement, or any next phase of your life, already doing it. Because the big part of being and having you as that resource is really learning about the nutrition, and learning about the different subtleties of things that you don't really think about when it comes to, food choices. So it makes it easier, because once you're retired, and you think it's going to be easier maybe, but you still have life, and life is crazy, and it's really, I think it's going to be the same. So you might as well do it now, And
you're going to have a whole new set of challenges when you're retired, and it's quite frankly easier to just push it off. Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. What are you most excited for yourself now that you are eating optimally, you're seeing and feeling results, your husband's getting healthier, you're about to retire? What are you excited for yourself moving forward now that you are an optimal eater and getting results?
Well, I'm excited to keep losing weight, definitely. and to feeling really good so that I can be as physically active as I want, because that's something that I want to get back to, plus surpass where I used to be as far as, you know, outdoor activity and kayaking and hiking, and we want to travel and all those things that you just want to feel really good to be part of. You know, having the time to do those things, I want to feel really healthy. So I'm looking forward to continuing to get healthier so I can, you know, do more of the things I enjoy whenever I feel like it, you know, once I'm retired. So.
And I have no doubt that you are going to surpass your previous level of physical exercise. I have no doubt about that whatsoever, and that's fantastic. Is there anything else, Marshia, that you want to share with the woman that's watching this video right now?
Well, I would just say, you know, if you're thinking about it, I would do it. And the other big thing I think that I learned from you, and it's not something I didn't know, but it came back stronger, is to not compare yourself to anybody else. That, you know, even though we were on some group chats here and there, just to look at where you are, and then the next day where you are, and the next day where you are. It's better to just keep measuring yourself by yourself and getting support from others, but not comparing. That's a very hard thing to not do, but it's a really good thing to learn to not do, because it really doesn't matter where anybody else is. It's where you are and where you're trying to go. And that's been really very positive for me to keep that focus.
Wonderful. Amen to that, sister. Thank you so much, Marshia. It's truly been a joy and honor to have you here, and I'm going to miss you.
Oh, thanks.
But I'm going to be very happy seeing you on social media, doing your snowshoeing and your hiking and continuing to succeed. So thank you so much.
Thank you.